Do not listen to this recording unless you're in a situation where you can safely relax. This hypnosis recording is designed to help you relax. The modern world can be an overwhelming place. All of us can benefit from some time taken just to ourselves. To spend some time each day where we can shut out the distractions of the wider world. Find a place where you can sit or lie down comfortably and won't be disturbed. To take advantage of the embedded binaural beats in this recording, you should wear headphones. Prior to relaxing the mind, we are going to focus on relaxing the body. Starting with the feet, I'd like you to notice how they feel on the breath inwards, and let any noticeable tension relax as you breathe out. We can now move our attention up to the calves and let them soften as we breathe softly outward. Breathing in again, we turn our attention to the knees and thighs. Any feeling that is not conducive to total relaxation can be abandoned. You will notice the abdominal muscles moving methodically with each breath. And use this attentiveness as a tool to treat any built-up tension you feel. You notice and appreciate the choice you have to abandon these unnecessary, unhelpful sensations. The chest and arms next can be relaxed in kind. You are becoming more skillful in your attentiveness to feelings in your own body, and more adept at letting go. Finally, the head can be examined on a deep inward breath, and muscles around the eyes and around the jaw can all be relaxed on the out breath. Now, we will turn our attention to the mind. If you take a moment to contemplate the nature of the mind, it becomes obvious that often thoughts arise and pass without our conscious volition. It can be easy to get caught up in thoughts as if they define us. The practice of observing your thoughts as they arise and pass, yet not becoming attached to them, is a wonderful tool in cultivating a peaceful mind. I will help you to dwell in the mind, not clinging to pleasant thoughts or sensations, as when they inevitably pass, this leads to suffering, and not fighting unpleasant thoughts or sensations as they arise, as this again creates unnecessary suffering. For instance, all of us experience aches and pains in the body from time to time. It is simply part of being human. But if we then fret over it in our minds, get worked up, and lament the condition we find ourselves in, we cause suffering in our mind that could otherwise be avoided. We must be kind to ourselves. With this in mind, I would like you to begin counting down from 300. 300, 299, 298, 297. And as you count, I will help guide you towards a deeply relaxed state. and give your mind suggestions that can help you cultivate relaxation in your waking life. You may lose count, and this is fine. Simply pick up from roughly the same place. Your conscious mind may not pick up everything I have to say, but your subconscious mind will hear all of it. And every moment that passes, you will find yourself going into deeper, more relaxing hypnosis. Being in a deep hypnotic state is like being in your own private sanctuary. You can let go of any attachments to the outside world, to anything in the past, and to anything in the future. You can dwell in the present moment and be happy. Returning to this experience, you can develop this as a skill to practice in your waking life. Taking a moment to focus on the ceaseless motion of the breath, firmly rooting yourself in the present and striving to let go of all attachments. It is like lighting a candle in a darkened room. You may have felt uneasy before at what lay in the darkness surrounding you. But once true reality is glimpsed, you breathe a sigh of relief. Buddhist monks often practice by following the breath, thus anchoring themselves to the present and illuminating the true nature of reality piece by piece. It could be said that the state of nirvana is analogous to having cast a permanent light on the true nature of reality, like the sun coming up on a beautiful day, a day on which the night never comes. Relaxation is something that all of us deserve. A moment's respite from the demands of 21st century life, and by practicing relaxation, developing it as a real skill, you will in turn have a positive effect on the world around you. If you find yourself in a difficult situation, if others around you struggle to cope, a person losing control, panicking, shouting or crying will struggle to remedy the situation. Being able to see through the delusions that lead to suffering puts you in a wonderful position. You will be able to ease the suffering of others around you simply by keeping a cool head. And in turn, they will be better placed to help themselves and others due to your positive influence. This leads us to another profound facet of reality, the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things. In a very real physical sense, everything in the universe is in a continual flux, and the changes that surround one thing directly affect all the others around it. This can be summed up in a simple phrase: all things must pass. Let me tell you a short story to illuminate this point. Imagine I have a favourite cup that I use to drink tea. Contemplating this cup, I may think of all things that brought it into being. The men and women who worked in the factory where it was made, the clay taken from the earth from which it was hewn, the kiln in which it was fired, You can go even deeper than this, however. The parents of the men and women who work in the factory. The formation of the minerals in the Earth's crust and the organic matter that make up the clay in the first place. The designers and builders of the kiln, and even their parents. There is an infinite web of things that must exist for the cup to sit in my hands holding hot tea. Knowing this, it is easy to see the transient and fragile nature of all things. In an enlightened mind, the cup is already broken. It is cherished all the more while it exists, and is not lamented at its inevitable passing. Being at odds with this facet of existence is a common reason our minds struggle to relax. We try too hard to control things that are simply beyond our control. Dwelling in the present moment and simply watching, yet not grasping, is the key. At this point, I will help you come back to waking consciousness, yet the deep state of relaxation can remain. You have begun a journey to a happier and a more relaxed you, and please feel free to return to this experience in future should you find it useful. 10. As I count down, you feel refreshed as you wake. 9. You are already more confident in yourself and your ability to relax. 8. You take a deep breath and smile. 7. 6. 5. You begin to stretch or yawn as you awaken. 4. 3. 2. 1.